is typical for the general criterion in becoming a great fighter to be skill. If there's any fighter out there who possesses skill the most, it's Canelo Alvarez. The four-weight world champion with over 50 victories to his name has amassed an impressive collection of highlight reel moments in his near 15-year career. In this video, we take a look at 25 of those moments, and we explain the mechanics behind such movements which aided Canelo Alvarez in the pursuit of a victory inside the ring. Canelo Alvarez's bout against Austin Trout provided the perfect podium for Canelo to showcase his skills. Canelo showed slick defense throughout, but it was in round 5 when Canelo turned into a defensive showman.
The jab again. Left hand gets in by Trout.
This is one of many defensive showcases in the career of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez scored a knockdown in that same fight.
130 knockouts. Austin Trout 26-0, 14. There's a big right hand that drops Trout.
Here Canelo dips slightly down and drops his left hand to tell Trout he's going to throw a jab in an attempt to draw a trading jab from Trout, of which he slipped with the smallest of margins, and then slipped the guard with a piercing straight right hand, an excellent method of attack against one of opposite stance. Canelo showed maturity in his fight against Miguel Cotto, with fluid defensive and offensive moments, but it was this sequence in round 7 that impressed me the most.
On Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach is the...
Canelo steps back to evade Cotto's right hand, then stands his ground to let go of a right uppercut, then shows defensive responsibility by rolling the left hook. Canelo's fight versus Chavez Jr. turned out to be a gross mismatch. Canelo was superior in every possible way, but this punch in round 5 never fails to impress.
Right hand from Guadalajara. Oh, that woke him up.
A textbook slip of a lazy jab, then the response of a sharp right hand over the top. Back to the Austin Trout fight. This snappy jab was perfectly executed.
Because Trout shook his hand and said, no. There's a good jab.
He throws the jab from down low after 2 slips, landing perfectly. In the first fight versus Golovkin, Canelo managed to land one of the cleanest punches of his career after pushing Golovkin off of him.
It's been a great first half of the ninth round for him.
Golovkin managed to deflect most of the damage by rolling his head, but an impressive punch nonetheless. Canelo's fight against James Kirkland started quickly, but his knockout in round 3 is one of the most technically impressive.
Second knockdown. Right uppercut continues to land. There's a perfect straight right hand.
Watch here how Canelo touches Kirkland to the body with his lead hand, which causes Kirkland to lower his defense to protect against a body shot, and this leaves an opening to the head in which Canelo takes advantage of with a strong right hook to the jaw. Canelo sells the deceptive feint with not only his lead hand and head level, but with his eyes too. Notice how he actually looks to Kirkland's body as he touches with the lead hand. This is a perfect execution of a feint, and the perfect capitalization of its consequences with a knockout punch. Although it's probably the most documented knockout of Canelo Alvarez's career, we can always admire the technicality behind the knockout of Amir Khan.
Taking away his energy and every...
Khan would get into the habit of dropping his hands every time Canelo threw a feint as he was anticipating a following body shot. So in round 6, Canelo didn't throw a body shot, but a laser-like straight right hand to the chin. This knockout was ironically not about power, but intelligence and skill. Canelo Alvarez is world-renowned for his body-punching capabilities. This body punch against Shane Mosley is one of his favorite combinations. The feinted right uppercut makes an opening around the side for a looping left hook. Another implementation of this great combination was seen in his first world title fight against Matthew Hatton.
Going to be some classic wars in his future.
A left hand to the body.
Take good notice of the full rotation in his hips and shoulders. The rematch between Canelo and Golovkin was a great battle between two high-performance middleweight warriors. But in round 2, Canelo landed his greatly deceptive left hook.
of Gennady. You see it's red, and there's a nice.
Canelo starts down low, pretending to throw a left hook to the body. This makes Golovkin's hands drop low, and Canelo then comes up with a hook to the head instead. Canelo also used this moveset to set up the knockout of Sergey Kovalev.
Oh, well, he's caught him with a left hand and his balance.
Once again, Canelo starts low to pretend he's going to the body, then comes up to the head. Canelo Alvarez's defense is no secret. He's always had some of the best head movement in the sport, but in the Daniel Jacobs fight, we really saw a particular finesse to his head movement, especially this impressive series in round 4, which can be appreciated by anyone who watches it. In his fight versus Kermit Cintrone, Canelo set up a left hook by ducking down low before it.
Left hook and a right.
It's an unconventional but shrewd way to set up a hook. We go to the improved version of Canelo in the Daniel Jacobs fight, where he does this same setup.
His defense is very, very good. His upper torso movement.
Ducking draws the opponent's attention down low, and Canelo comes up with a great hook. It's a sneaky setup, that's for sure. In the James Kirkland fight, Canelo dropped an already wounded Kirkland with a beautiful uppercut.
Shot and coming back.
And tell him to there he is.
Uppercut knocks Kirkland down.
The uppercut thrown under Kirkland's jab had degree-perfect trajectory to land clean. Canelo also leaned back to leave Kirkland fall into the uppercut. Canelo's liver shot against Liam Smith is the holy grail for any body puncher.
This is why people are so anxious.
A left hook to the head, then a left hook around the side to the liver. This body shot from Canelo in the Khan fight is one of my personal favorites. Canelo manages to deflect 2 punches from Khan with his shoulders, then lands a right uppercut in return, whilst rotating his shoulders back in position. Something similar to that was seen in the Kovalev fight.
Shoot the jab there, Canelo, right to the body.
Canelo steps back to leave Kovalev overextended, then throws a right uppercut underneath.